Amber Heard trial, but really not even so much the verdict, but the aftermath of the verdict, where Johnny Depp basically won his entire case and Amber Heard only won with respect to one of her counterclaims. The aftermath, not only the reactions, but what has we been seeing? We talked about earlier how the Washington Post added an editorial note to now the 2018 Washington Post op-ed piece from Amber Heard talking about the developments in this case. But we also saw this backlash against the court stenographer, Judy Bellinger. Now, the reason Miss Bellinger has been getting this backlash is because there was this video that circulated what appears to be her partying with Johnny Depp after the verdict. That's what this looks like. But according to Judy, that was not the case at all. And the reason we know that is because our very own Anjanette Levy sat down with Judy, and you can watch this entire interview on our YouTube page. It currently has about 1 million views, but this is a quick sample of what actually happened here. Take a look.
So after closing arguments, I finally decided I wanted to get out of the courthouse and just take a breather. We were supposed to go until about 5:30, maybe 6 if the jury wanted to. And so I thought, you know, I want to maybe try to go to Indiana this weekend. Let me run down the street and get my oil changed, and I'll come back and go back up. The courthouse closes at a certain time, and I didn't make it back in time. And Judge Asperati just wanted to close the record. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I'm stuck outside. I'm getting my oil changed. And she goes, oh, it's okay. Well, she didn't say it. I was getting messages, and I said, okay, just don't worry. My recording's going. It's just closing the record. I'll, transcribe it when I get back. But then I needed my equipment. So Mr. Chu and it was Rebecca. I think they were the ones that were there, and they were kind enough to pack up my computer for me in my backpack, because that's all I needed. I leave my machine there because it's just quicker to come in and just set up my computer and not have to set everything up every day all over. So they were kind enough. They said, okay, if you tell us how to, disconnect everything, we'll bring it to you, because we have an office right around the corner from where we are now, and this is where they were staying. And I said, hey, I have an office on Greensboro. I can meet you there and get my equipment, and I can get the transcript out this weekend. So they're like, okay. And then I guess Johnny had told them he would really like to meet the court reporter, which was like shocking to me. I'm like, I'm just the court reporter. And so when they brought me my equipment, well, they were going to bring it, and there was no one at our Greensboro office, and you can't get in if there's no one there. So
and it's Memorial Day weekend.
Right. So
it's a holiday weekend.
Yes. So they just brought it back to the hotel, and they said, hey, do you mind if we just take it to the hotel and you can pick it up here? And actually, it took me a minute. I didn't know how to get up here. I didn't know you had to come in the downstairs door and then go to another floor and then get to another floor.
It's a little confusing.
It is very confusing. And so they had my computer and stuff with them, and they were in the hospitality room, and Johnny was in there. And so I had to go in there and get my equipment, and I saw him, and they're like, he really wants to meet you. And I was in there for probably less than 10 minutes, and he just hugged me and thanked me again, and I hugged a couple other people there, and I got my equipment, and I came out, and I left and went home.
That's really funny, because a lot of people are suggesting you're just out at the after party hanging out, with Johnny Depp, and that's not what happened.
Not at all. I still had from here, I had about a 50-minute drive home, so no, that did not happen.
He gave you a hug.
Yes.
You picked up your stuff and you left.
Yes. But it was a moment that I'll never forget.
And you've got video to support it. Have the grandkids seen that video?
No, not that I know of.
So Karen, do you think she did anything wrong here?
Absolutely not. I mean, seems like a very pleasant person in court. I mean, that's a hard job to transcribe in real time in court. I admire all court reporters. They do an amazing job. So I think she was totally within her rights to do what she needed to do. She had to get her equipment over a 3-day weekend. So nothing. I don't think she did anything incorrectly at all.
But Casey, could Amber Heard's team say, well, listen, this shows that she's biased. I'm going to go back through the court record and see if she was accurate. Maybe she didn't take the proper notes. Maybe she took notes to benefit Johnny Depp. I know that's a conspiracy and a wild accusation, but the point is I imagine Amber Heard's team will now say, look, the whole court was biased. She was biased. We can't trust her work product now. Any grounds for that? Because we know Amber Heard's appealing.